Day 33. We just hiked out of Hot Springs, looking out over the town. Stayed at Happy Nomad yesterday, had a really great zero. The plan is we have 5 days of food on our back. It's 70 miles to the town of Irwin, Tennessee from Hot Springs, North Carolina. We are going to try and just hike in 5 days to Irwin. We're gonna start trying to kill some miles, doing like 15s a day. Today is our lightest day, just because it makes the most sense with camping situations. So we're only doing 11, but the rest of the day should be, 15s and 16s.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, I think she said she little Laurel shelter.
What, 3-something miles ago, we're in top of a fire tower. We just ate lunch.
Mount Rogers Fire Tower, not on the AT.
Technically not on the AT. And then the floor looks like that. And we've got our pad that we got from Hiker Box. A pretty nice pad, actually. We'll see if we keep it or not. Also, cheddar cheese kettle chips. You just don't want a kettle chip to be cheddar cheese.
It's missing like a zest.
Yeah, you
like
gotta.
Sour cream or a dill or a
Yeah, because
jalapeno.
Once the white cheddar's gone away after like 3 seconds in your mouth, it just tastes like a regular potato chip. Very old, very dinky.
Looks like the other one.
Oh, there's a Leatherman hanging up.
We're at Spring something shelter.
Yeah, some.
It's one of the oldest on the AT. Not the oldest, but one of the oldest. It's the first time we've ever gone to a shelter. No one was here that was planning to stay here for the night, basically.
So I've scored some pretty decent gear out of hiker boxes. It's kind of funny, my pack is heavier now than when we started. Usually it's the opposite. I've scored some Vivo barefoot shoes. I sent my sandals home now, and I got these, which they're heavier, but they're way, way nicer in terms of getting around camp. I'm also scored this pad. It really helps with stretching. I'm actually able to lay down and stretch properly. This is $60 and the shoes were $100 and I got totally for free. Day 34, did 4 miles already.
10 o'clock.
We're doing 15.8, 0.9. Not much happening. It's kind of a mental game now. Moving on, staying positive.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. We were here in November on a Sunday afternoon. And then from South Carolina. We told you we didn't.
Back. Okay. We just got some trail magic off of Log Cabin Road from a really sweet lady named Peggy. And she makes homemade cookies and lets hikers throw away their trash and gives us water, which is nice because the last water source was a little sketchy. It's about 12 o'clock. We've only done like probably 6.5 miles. We thought it was going to be super hot today, but it's actually nice and overcast, which is nice because we get shade while we're trying to do this climb. Hopefully have a nice weather. We stopped for lunch at Laurel Shelter. We got another 0.8 miles to the top for today, and then it should be 5 miles of relatively flat ridge walking all day. It is hailing right now.
Taking it slow. Gabby kind of twisted her ankle a little bit. Her foot's been hurting for a while. I stepped on a rock weird, so we're taking it a little bit slow. We got like 3 more miles. Frog togs are really ripping.
All the way down. Dang it.
Yeah, mine are too. I'm a little wet. Well, we're on top of the ridge. Some good views if it weren't so cloudy. Yep. Nice and pretty. We're just trying to think of dinner tonight so we can have something to look forward to when we get to the shelter. We're thinking some Mountain House breakfast skillet with tortillas, and then we have Cholula in the packet. Gabby has some sriracha. I guess now, oh, Gabby, you can't, oh, Gabby, you can't just beef stew me like that, man.
It's the high elevation.
It's not the high elevation. It's something died in there. Oh my God. My eyebrows are seared. Gabby has officially changed her trail name just like I did. I changed mine around Gatlinburg officially, and she's changing hers. So it's Bisquick and Sriracha now. We kind of got tired of people being like really confused and having us repeat our names like 7 times. And in the story, and then you tell them the story, and they were kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of lame. Just trying to get to the shelter. Farting. It's every 3 seconds.
That burrito will help.
Oh.
Wait, let me pee first.
How's my beard though? It's coming in a wee bit. Huh?
Ready 300 miles.
300 miles after a very rocky and painful ridge line. It's literally called the Exposed Ridgeline Trail, which would have been very pretty if there was a view. Well, it got below freezing last night, and it also rained yesterday, so my hat is frozen. There you go.
Day 35. We're walking over a grassy bold right now. Another 15, almost 16-mile day today. We had a miserable day yesterday. I had a headache and my foot hurt and my knee hurt, and then it was raining, so that just made us like complain all the way to camp yesterday. Top it off, it rained and then it froze over last night, so we just weren't prepared for the cold. I mean, we're prepared physically, but just mentally we weren't prepared for it to be this cold. Our Florida bodies kind of thought in our head, man, we had one miserable week of cold weather and then it turned 80 and we're like, well, it's summer now, but that's not how it works up here in the mountains. Yeah, it's probably upper 30s right now. Sun's coming out, starting to warm up a little bit. Frost all over it.
Dropped my trekking pole and my water bottle. Oh no! Oh no!
So this is our first time officially on the trail that we don't know where to go, but I don't know. We're on top of Big Butt.
We're on Big Butt together as a couple. Big Butt together forever.
We ended up stopping at 6.4 miles at Flint's Mountain Shelter for first lunch. We were just getting super hungry, and we actually have pretty much the same amount of food that we've had over the past month for each day, but we're getting to a point where we're doing a little bit more miles and pushing ourselves a little harder, so we were getting really hungry. We've been needing more food. We decided to eat our first lunch a little earlier than usual, and then we'll have another lunch later. When we stopped, there was a couple of other hikers, Bane and Nutella, and they were telling us that there is a hostel that's not like obvious on far out, that is only 0.2 miles off trail. Apparently they have like a little small convenience store in there with some hiker food. I think we're gonna hike 3 miles and then we're gonna stop there for second lunch and then pick up some snacks. I know I'm hungry and I'm eating the same amount as Spencer, and so that means Spencer must be super hungry. Funny thing is though, we ran into a guy, another thru hiker in Hot Springs while we were resupplying our food. He had made fun of us when he saw the amount of food we had, and he said, you guys have so much food, you're gonna be like me and walk into town with half your bag left. And we were looking at our resupply and thinking like, honestly, I feel like we need a little bit more, which we obviously did. And apparently, according to this man, he's been averaging 20 to 25 miles per day, which we saw him like 3 days in a row. And we definitely were not doing 20 to 25 miles a day. We were doing more like 12 to 15. He's obviously lying about his miles. He also told us that he doesn't eat lunch. And so I don't know how this man is going to survive out here on the amount of food that he's supposedly eating. We're obviously, in the past at least, have been eating enough to sustain our current weight, because I checked at Hot Springs at the hostel. I haven't lost any weight, but I definitely need to be eating more, so I feel my best on trail. And Spencer definitely needs to be eating more to sustain himself. horse up there.
He's got a white nose.
Well, we're walking the 0.2 miles back to the trail from Laurel's hostel. We heard some other hikers say they got weird vibes from that place.
Yeah, we were passing a couple.
Yeah, so we were preparing ourselves. And it definitely wasn't like a super clean, just like well-kept place. It was a farm. It was a farm.
Man living his mountain life on top.
Yeah.
Next to a mountain.
Privy out back, and I don't know if I would have paid $25 per person per night to stay there, but I would have definitely paid $15. I think you would probably get more people if it was like lower, but got some extra snacks to hold us over. We got a little bit of a climb for the next 3 miles, and then after that, up and down for the next like 2.5.
You know it's getting cold when your hand.
Day 36. We are doing another 16-mile day. It's starting at 8:30 or 9. Getting there at 5:30, so that's pretty good for us. Mile 14 yesterday, my shin started like acting up like crazy, like the muscle and not the actual bone. Thought it was shin splints, don't think it is. It's way better this morning. But we got some really good views this morning. Amazing view from the Privy. We got a pretty big climb today. We're going back up to 5,500 feet. Some early signs of spring.
The pipe that leads us to Katahdin.
Sparrow. There's a sparrow over there.
Tennessee again.
There's big balls. I mean, big bald.
4.2 miles in for the day. We have about 5 more miles of super steep uphill for the day. 6.5 relatively downhill to our campsite for the night. We just stopped for lunch on these benches here.
Bench.
These benches here.
Bench.
We got a really great view.
We're going up there to Big Bald. And then we're just dreaming of those homes over there as well.
Look, there it is. Deer. And there's another one over there.
Doesn't seem to bother.
There's another one back there. It's also looking right at us.
Well, we were eating over there, looking at the mountain, and now we're on top of the mountain. So 5 miles. Took us a little bit longer. I took a break, a little potty break. But absolutely gorgeous, and so far we're the only ones up here. We're at what, Big Balls? I mean, big bald. I mean, come on. I want to live there. Just ate lunch at Big Bald.
Big lunch at Big Bald.
Yep, big lunch, Big Bald. Gabby's stomach was like killing her on the way up. Like
Growling.
stomach pains. Sticky bun is probably what, 300 calories. Then you had tuna.
Peanut butter and honey on a tortilla.
You also had 2 cookies from Trail Magic. We're still very hungry.
And no, I also have a meat stick too. And a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, actually.
We ate a lot, except we're still hungry.
We definitely, when we get to town, we're gonna have to really
Eat a lot of food and get a lot of food.
Yeah.
Of course, we had like an absolutely gorgeous view. And it's not too windy up here, which is what we weren't expecting.
This is Big
Oh,
Bald.
this is Big Bald.
And then in the distance, you can see there's actually somebody hiking up it now. That's Lil
That's
Bald.
Little Bald over there. Let's go to Little Bald. I heard that. Yes. It definitely caught on there. That's been my life for the past 36 days. We made it to...
Bald Mountain Shelter.
Oh, this one's nice. It's got the...
Dude.
Of course, we're not staying at this one, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Double decker, and there's like metal infused on the outside. But this is the last privy for apparently quite some time. Also found this inside the tree.
Well,
Miles,
been a long day.
Yeah, we did 16 miles. We're at a campsite.
At mile 334.
Nobody around, just us. We're making couscous.
And chicken for dinner. We had a crazy day, crazy long day, doing 16.4 miles, mostly uphill.
And we want to punish ourselves even more now.
We're doing something even crazier.
We're gonna do 4 more miles after dinner because it's 10 miles to Uncle Johnny's, which is the hostel we're staying at tomorrow. And so we're thinking like, well, if we do 4 miles a day, that means we'll do 6 miles tomorrow, be there before noon, and it'll kind of feel like a 0, but we're only gonna Nero. And then we'll stay there for the rest of the day, and then we won't leave Uncle Johnny's till noon the next day. 24 hours.
Rain tomorrow, and it's supposed to also rain on Saturday. So we're gonna try and avoid most of the rain on Saturday by leaving at like 2 and doing 5 miles to the shelter. So we'll have 24 hours off.
We'll have a lot of rest.
But although it's technically not a 0, it'll feel like 1.
And it'll save us a day to pay to stay there.
It's the next day.
We did 20 miles. It's pretty cool.
For some reason, I don't know why we did this.
My legs are dead, but
We're in our tents that we set up in the dark.
it was only 8:30, so it wasn't that late.
Well, we got here at 8:15. The shelter was full. We only needed to use head lamps like the last 5 minutes that we were hiking.
And then we got here, but there's no bear cables because the bears are too aggressive.
Yeah,
And
so
they
we
got rid
decided
of.
just not to use cables. 6 miles today, and we'll be at Uncle Johnny's. See a little river down there. It's our view of Irwin, Tennessee.
Someone didn't put these trees here. We'd be able to see it better.
Day 38. Wait, no, day 37.
Yeah, I was
day
saying,
37. Day 37. We're making our way down from the no business knob shelter.
Yeah, there's no business. Like, you can't do your business anywhere.
Yeah,
apparently,
there's no
'cause there's no privies. You gotta just.
And there's
Make
no
a
bear
hole.
cables either. Because apparently there was an aggressive bear. And so they decided to take away the bear cables and just rely on people doing really terrible bearing. We're listening to a little bit of music.
Gabby's crappy country music.
Yeah, to pump me up getting into town. I'm really, really grateful that we did those 4 miles yesterday because it's been like drizzling rain all day and it's just a miserable hike. But we're definitely gonna make it there before 12, possibly 11:30.
That blinking light is.
Erwin, Tennessee. Walking up on Uncle Johnny's. They got free bikes to go to town. We made it to our cabin. Got VCR tapes, baby.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, we gotta rewind it.
Oh,
don't we?
yeah.
Isn't that how that-
Oh, you did.
Her burger is bigger than her. Oh my god.